Hi guys, this is Pestillion. Welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. So last night, Battlestate Games released a tweet that had some very vague information, and we found out some more later on from the Wikipedia page what actually changed. So I'm going to cover all those points. I might look a little bit tired, a little bit, I know, droopy-eyed, but that's because I've been up since 5:30 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. So anyway, without further ado, let's crack straight into it. So, starting off with the tweet, Battlestate Games stated that the VOG has now been removed from scavs. So that's all the actual normal scavs in the game have had the VOGs removed. It is potential that scav boss minions and scav bosses could have these VOGs as well, but scavs do not. The next point was they increased the spawn chance of scav bosses. Now, Reshala was previously a 35% spawn chance, is now 38%. Sturman was 35%, is now 39%. And Glucker is now from 41 to 43. So Glucker's actually gone through a few changes recently. He was at 41% previously. Then he got put down to 28% for about a month, and right at the start of the wipe. So pretty much from the start of the wipe up until about a week ago. And now he's gone, they put him back up to 41, and now he's on 43%. So just be a little bit more wary on reserve for that. Now, Killer has had his armor returned to him. Previously, he had the killer armor on, and it was all well and good. Then they took it away from him, made him super easy to kill. It was stun lockable from the legs. They fixed the leg stun lock, which is amazing because it makes him an actual proper fight again. And now they've given him his armor back. So Killer will actually be a massive threat. I don't imagine there's going to be too many people going in with like Ketters and Clint trying to farm him, as they won't be able to stun lock him anymore, and he won't be able to get killed from the thorax as easily. So another good fight there, and Killer is back to his original glory. The next major point that covers a heap of different changes was with the shotgun ammo. Now, a lot of the ammos have had a damage buff. I'll have the full list like over here for you guys, so you can actually see the whole list, and I might make it available where you can see it somewhere else, like underneath below, a nice quick image just so you can see that. However, the major ones to look at over this whole list is pretty much the AP-20 and the Flechette ammo. Now, AP-20 is arguably the best shotgun ammo, and I've been pretty much advocating that this is the one to use from pretty much since it was added to the game, with a pen being buffed from 32 to 37. Now, previously at 32 pen, you were able to one tap a class 4 armor pretty consistently, not like all the time, but probably 1 in 3 would do a one tap, depending on how high the durability was. Once it was a little bit damaged, AP-20 would just cut through all class 4 armors. I did a small test sample today with AP-20 ammo, a brand new Trooper armors. Did it 4 times. Twice it one tapped, and twice it took 2. And but both times it took off about half health on the first bullet, and then the second one was a guaranteed kill no matter what. So the fact is, AP-20 will absolutely cut through class 4 armor. There's no point testing class 3 armor. It will one tap every time no matter which one it is. And then class 5 armor, it really does depend. It will destroy the armor very quickly on the first bullet, but does probably have a very small chance of one tapping a class 5 armor. And then after that, it will cut through it pretty quickly. So if someone's rolling around with a damaged class 5 armor, they will have no chance of surviving an AP-20 ammo. And if you're not as good at aiming, I would highly suggest using Flechettis. This one had a pen increase from 28 to 31 and a damage increase from 19 to 25. Now there is 8 shells or 8 pellets. They're not pellets, anyway. It's got 8 little things that shoot out of it that will kill people, and each of those will now do 25 damage, and they do shred armor super fast. So if someone's using like a class 6 armor, you might not be able to pen through it as quickly, but you'll be able to destroy it super fast. So where an AP-20 would suffer against a class 6 armor, Flechettis will actually cut through it faster because of how quickly it will reduce the durability. Now, in saying that, like I said, Flechettis have been the one I've always said, if you're not as good at aiming with shotguns, to use the Flechettis, and probably at closer quarters, they're actually better as well. If someone's using a class 3 armor or less, they will absolutely get destroyed with the Flechetti ammo, so I'd highly suggest using that if you're after killing guys that are lower armor, I guess, or not as geared. As for the rest of the shotgun ammo, I wouldn't really stress too much about all the changes here. The damages increases are pretty decent, but unless they actually get through armor, it's not going to make much of a difference. Majority of the ammos didn't really get a pen increase, and so therefore they're not really going to do that much more. If you are rolling with Jaeger level 1, you could look at getting the 5.25mm buckshot instead of the 7mm, purely for the fact that now it does 37 damage per pellet instead of 34, which means if one pellet was to hit someone in the face or head, that would be enough to kill them. But in saying that, the 7mm also does over 35 damage as well, which does 39 actually, so it's probably even better just to use the 7mm anyway. As for leg meta, if you're going to go in with a Saiga and go for leg meta, you could probably consider using that 7mm as well, as it's got a very high damage, or the 8.5 Magnum, due to the fact that that does 400 maximum damage now, which means if you were leg meta someone, you would drop them very quickly. But it comes down to how you're going to really do it. If you're going to go for a leg meta or not. I don't really think leg meta is the way to go, because it's hard for me to mentally switch from aiming someone's head down to the legs, but personal preference there. As for the TOS ammo, honestly guys, they could buff this like 10 more times and it's still not going to be any good. I did tests with TOS ammo, and honestly, it just doesn't have enough pen to do anything. It will get through probably like class 1 and 2 armors, and then after that, it's still absolutely useless, even with going for leg metas and stuff like that. If you want to use it, go for it, have fun with it, but that's about it with that. 3 other notable changes was the spawn chances of the Pestilence face mask has been increased from 2% to 3%. We don't know what that actually really means as a whole, but let's just say you're probably 1.5 times more likely to find it than before. And the Remington choke has been increased from 3% to 5%. So I'm guessing that spawn chances maybe in the weapon crates, maybe on the shotguns, but you know, you're somewhat more likely to find that one as well. The last change was the Shroud mask base price has been reduced from 72,000 down to 42,000. Now, I'm trying to keep this video as short and sweet as possible, but I do have a massive interview from Nikita that was fully in Russian that I've gotten translated, and I'm reading through it, and I'm actually building up a massive portfolio and points for you guys for that one. So I might be able to answer some questions there about the development of Escape from Tarkov. And I do have lots of guides coming out and the raid series coming out every night. A common question I've been getting a lot recently is when I'm going to start the hardcore series. I think after my 1st of August charity stream, I'll probably start the hardcore series then. And I just will put it out at a different time to the raid series. Be very similar format to the previous hardcore series if you guys were interested in that. Very long videos, so the people that just don't want to watch it on stream, and they can watch it in their own leisure. They can watch it whenever they want, cutting out like loading times and stuff like that. But I'm really glad that you guys are interested in seeing another hardcore playthrough. If anyone's curious about what a hardcore playthrough is, it pretty much just means I can only use barter trades, hideout crafts, and any item I find myself. No flea market, no buying items from traders and stuff like that. It's very punishing, very brutal, and I have to play a very slow play style to actually get much success in it. Anyway, guys, I'll wrap this video up here. Hopefully, you guys found some good information out of it. If you guys are actually interested in me doing some more ammo testing on armors and that, feel free to write that down below. I'm actually kind of curious. I don't want to just make a full series of ammo testing because they change so often, but if there's like one that stand out, or a couple that stand out and you guys are interested in it, I can probably put maybe a day's worth of filming into actually making a heap of guides or footage of different tests and that. So I'm interested in seeing your thoughts on that. Besides that, guys, smash the shit out of the like button. It really does help out the YouTube algorithm. Like any video on YouTube, it really does help out with the discoverability of videos. Thanks so much for the subs towards the channel. We're actually really going crazy with the amount of subs right now. Slowly but steadily pushing towards that 1 million subs, which is my next big goal. And yeah, I do stream on Twitch any day of the week. So if you don't want to hit me up in the comments below, you can hit me up on my live stream. Otherwise, guys, I'll see you next time.